Myself a lovely little game we like to play. As always, in chat, guess the color of the Mecha Dragon, and for extra credit, guess the weakness as well. The last time I did this and got on the comp, I did a true blue color scheme and buster. Let's change it up a bit with one of my other usuals. We're gonna hope for a monochrome dragon with a strict gray blacks and whites, and we're gonna see if let's see if Bubble's gonna be a weakness. Ren Hill taking out Crash. Looks like we have Air Shooter being a potential good weakness on his end. So right now we got Ari pretty much ahead for our 4 feature runners. Of course, we got to remind you that we do have 2 people on the back end that are racing as well. Oh no, Ari, no! He went too high. He's basically in a position where he's soft locked, but fortunately, there is the kind of little chanky maker that's gonna end his days. But as a consequence, he's gonna waste a little bit of time here. But he's pretty much now in equal footing with Troublestar on screen here. So it's Troublestar and Ari that are now neck and neck here. Hopefully, yep, Ari's not gonna make the same mistake. So now we're in a position where it's pretty much going to be based on who's going to screw up to the Mecha Dragon first to see who's got the front run here between Ari and Trouble. Yeah, fortunately, it was the case where the zip actually was more harmful than helpful, clearly. So yes, while this is zipless, that death more than makes up for the accidental zip. But yeah, we got Ari first coming up to our Mecha Dragon. So we're going to see what Kobe got here. And we have ourselves, we're going to say that's a sea foam green dragon, which for all intents and purposes doesn't matter to me. It just pretty much just, where was the Buster weakness the last time I commentated? So easy weakness for Ari. We got a this is equal easy weakness with Metal for Trouble Stars in, and we still pretty much have ourselves a race between Trouble and Ari, as both of them are about to go to Wally 2. Ren Heroes closing in the gap, not too far behind, just about to go to the Mega Dragon himself. So it's pretty much just neck and neck between these two, as once again we're in the Wally stages, and in traditional NES Mega fashion, they got to make sure that their weapon ammo is on point because weapon ammo does transfer between stages. So proper ammo use is going to be paramount between our runners. So are we going to see... I think Ari, if Ari has skipped the walls, he probably already figured out that Buster is the weakness for the walls. Otherwise, he's going to find out when Boobing comes across when that happens. Troublestar taking for weaknesses, finds that Buster is the weakness, so we got easy mode walls, which is going to be beneficial for the Boobings. Meanwhile, we got a long Joe corridor on the way to Boobing. Oh, and Ari takes the death on the Joes. And, yep, the cheap shot. That's something hopefully we can fix in a randomizer, some enemy placement so we don't get cheap shots on entry from the checkpoint. But for the time being, Troublestar, he's getting himself a little bit pounded by the Joes here. Joe Army before we get to the Pico Pico units. But look like he's going to find his way towards the Pico Toasters, as he's going to be the first one to check them out. So for the Pico units, as Matt Philly finally gets his Ace Robot Master down and joins our 3 runners in the Wily stages, our Picos actually have 3 weaknesses. Buster being the potential 4th. But look like he's going to stick with Metal as our weakness here. He could find a potentially better weakness that can one-shot them for less energy. But he's going to stick with what's available. Yeah, get that E-Tank. One of the things that even veteran randomizer runners can deal with is the fact that If you're in low health, use the E-Tank. I don't care if you think you can beat it, use the E-Tank. I have seen so many veteran runners get burned by not using the E-Tank, thinking they can get that last little bit of shots on a boss and wind up costing their race because they died at a bad moment. But Crubble Star taking out the Pico units, the first one to Wally 3, decides to use the item 2 to bypass all the shenanigans that are down there, which doesn't seem all that bad. Wally 3 is one of the... Oh, I think the lack of underwater lag probably screwed him up as he jumped a little too high and got himself bumped right on the spikes here. So thanks to that, once again, Ari and Trouble pretty much neck and neck with each other. Ren Hero looks like he's taking out the Pico units, and on his way to Wally 3, Matt Philly still keeping his stride, closing in on the Mecha Dragon. Just a few screens away here. So yeah, Crubble Star, and it sounds like we had a death here on Ari's end. You gotta forgive me for some of the audio delays that I'm hearing on my end, as I'm trying to keep pace with a whole bunch of stuff on the background here. But regardless of the matter, we are having Trouble Star just a hop, skip, and a jump away, about to go to the Guts Tank. We're about to see if Guts Tank has a easy to gather weakness, as Ren Hero and Ari are closing right behind. Matt Philly's taking the Mega Dragon. He got the Buster in tow and about to get ourselves the good news. And we got an easy mode weakness for the Guts Tank. Got metal in hand, pretty much just rips right through him. We're gonna see if Ari and Ren can find something just as good. It ain't Buster, and immediately to metal. And Ari gets herself some good news. Ren decides to go to Crash, which actually wasn't a bad idea. That was a good explosive crash. If that crash was a weakness, that could have been a one-bomb kill. But unfortunately, that was not the case, and he does find metal just as quickly, and he's out of Wally 3 into what could be the great equalizer, as 3 of our runners are pretty much neck and neck with each other. Oh, Crubble Star getting tricked by the randomized fake floors. That is one of the randomized attributes in this particular stage. The floors in the previous screen that Crubble's on, and in this screen, the one with the spikes, they all have a randomized fake platform. Crubble Star being extraordinarily safe and using item 1 to get by the floors where the spikes hang low. So now we're in our anxiety rooms, with, if I didn't know better from Crubble Star's screen, there should be nothing to have anxiety on, because that room is empty. We're gonna see if it's empty in the screen following this one. Ari and Ren pretty much, oh, no wonder it was relatively empty. There was only one Lightning Lord there, and it pretty much just went off screen later. So Crubble Star pretty much going, but I say you gotta be careful with those item 1s. But meanwhile, we got Trouble Star pretty much a few moments away from getting to the Boo Beam. Once again, we know that Boo Beam is going to be weak to a given weapon, as the Buster is the wall weakness here. Look like Trouble was trying to scrounge for health here, decides to use his last E-Tank. This is going to be very important for the boss rush coming up, but first things first, we're going to have to see what our weakness for the Boo Beams are. Once again, now that we got the Buster, we don't have to worry about wasting any weapon ammo on anything else. But of course, regardless of, oh, this is a happy moment for Crubble. He found one of our god weaknesses. He accidentally used Flash. But yeah, that is one of our god weaknesses, as Ari finds out. If you have any weapon, be it like Leaf Shield, Metal Blade, and in some cases, Air Shooter that can bypass walls, you can pretty much just ignore all the walls and just snipe the Boo Beam turrets. So got Trouble Star first draw boss rush, but you gotta be aware of our E-Tank counts. Matt Philly surviving the Pico units, going to Wally 3. Wally's trailing behind. He's still on a pretty solid pace here. But now our eyes are on our 3 featured runners, as these are the guys that are potentially could be our next potential bracket qualifier. Once again, okay, we got Ren with 2 E-Tanks. We know Treble Star has no E-Tanks left, so he's going to be hurting for some ammo drops from our Robot Masters. Ari also with 2 E-Tanks, so they're fun on E-Tanks. All odds are going to be on Treble Star with how he managed his health. And right now, he's in a bad way against Airman. Airman not being a bro, and he gets squashed by Airman. And this is what separates some smart runners from those that are not quite experienced or are experienced, but just kind of have a certain way of doing their rando runs. Because now, with the lack of E-Tanks, Treble Star is going to be more subject to potential deaths compared to Ari and Ren, as they have E-Tanks to spare, and Ren's going to be using it on that Airman. So right now, it's pretty much going to be a tight one between our 3 runners. Right now, we got Ari and Ren here are probably going on the same route. I don't know if Treble Star is going on the same route. But regardless of the matter, it is going to be extremely close between our 3 runners. Oh, it's going to be tight. They're all going on the same routes. So right now, we got Ari seemed to get out of Heat Man before Treble Star did. Treble Star kind of struggling on Heat. Ren's getting close to Heat. Got one more shot. And right now, we also got to keep in mind that as far as the screen goes, the times are kind of disjointed. But for right now, we got some majorly close to syncings between our 2 runners. But like Ari's still pulling ahead with a cleaner fight of Crash. And once again, the lack of E-Tanks costing Treble Star getting sniped by Crash. So right now, Ari has the driver's seat between our 4 feature runners. Of course, once again, we got to worry about Charlie Boy and Mad Ewok Horde, who are off screen. As far as I know, Charlie Boy could be the one that has the victory on here. Charlie Boy wouldn't be one of the veterans of the randomizer as well. So Charlie Boy could snipe any one of our featured runners from behind. But right now, we ain't worrying about that. Right now, we got a Wally boss. It looks like, we did have a Buster Immune Wally machine. This is a rarity. This is getting crazy and exciting. I'm schoolgirl giddy. I'm feeling very, very schoolgirl giddy right now. But yeah, right now we have ourselves Ari. Looks like we have Ren that might have overtaken. This is going to be close between Ren and Ari here. This probably be completely it's going to be dependent on who's going to find the weakness first. It could be on the same page going up, but there could be a second page situation here between our runners. I'm not going to check the server out yet. We're going to see between our current runners who's won it and see if they got the first place. Because like we said, we got runners in the back that probably has sniped them. But for the time being, we got Ren Hero, we got Ari, Trouble starting off too far behind. So right now, we're switching for weaknesses. Doesn't like it's Quick Boomerang. Ari finds Quick Boomerang first. Ren Hero looks like he finds Quick Boomerang second. It looks like he's not going to have enough time to catch Ari. Ari winds up taking it over Ren Hero just barely. Ren Hero looks like he went out of Quick Boomerang. The lack of flashing probably didn't give a good indication of the Quick Boomerang being a good weakness, and winds up getting sniped by Treble. This has been a nut finish between our runners. However, did they win the race? And unfortunately, none of them were able to beat Charlie Boy. Charlie Boy beating both our runners off screen with an official SRL time of 32 minutes and 43 seconds. Ari coming in second with 33:04. Treble Star coming in third with a 33.17, and Ren Hero coming in fourth with a 33.46. Between our three runners, though, that's about a good 42 seconds difference between our runners. Holy moly! And as far as Ari goes, that's a race PB on him by 4 minutes. So this was an especially good run for Ari. But it was our boy in the bag, Charlie Boy, one of our specialized Mega Man 2 rando veterans and the tournament organizer that has won the day. So if we can wind up getting our runners in, we have an interview with them right now. Woo, boy, this was a bit of a barn burner for at least between Ari, Ren, and Treble. Don't have Treble in just yet, but we'll try to get him in as soon as possible. But before we get to the winners of the thing, Charlie Boy, who is in the call right now, Ari, Ren, how y'all feeling? Because between you two and Treble, it was an amazingly close race.
I was so shocked once I got into Alien and I hadn't seen that dot done yet. I'm like, what? Okay, I just need to calm down, get it done. But man, GG's, Charlie Boy, that was so close.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, yeah. It was rough, for sure. I think I died a lot.
Yeah, same.
It's cool, you know. I mean, I made it. Unfortunately, you know, there's not enough room on the restream for everybody, and since, you know, the first 3 races I was a part of, I was like, oh, we have enough people to showcase other people. We can't forget about Maddie Walker in the back, who was also not restreamed, unfortunately. But yeah. Oh, speaking of, I think I could probably pop in on stream now while we're talking. I need to do that.
But yeah, Charlie Boy, congratulations. Like we said, we didn't have you on screen, but I'm pretty sure you had a pretty decent run of the seed, coming in with a 32. But well, before we get back to our 3 of our 4 featured runners, how did you feel about your seed? How do you feel about your run?
Me? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so in my run, I actually ended up dying in Bubble, which I believe was my 3rd stage, and I died at the end. I flubbed up. I did a little bit of item 2, trying to manage it a little bit, and I put it a little low, so it hit the platform at the end of the stage, and I just fell in the pit. It was terrible. So I had to do the whole long stretch of Bubble down again. And that's what ended up slowing me down. I was about a minute behind at the 3rd stage. But, however, yeah, Machine. I died to Machine because it was not Buster Week. So I ended up using Bubble and Quick Boomerang on the Machine, and then the Quick Boomerang against the Alien as well. And, you know, it was a pretty, I guess, standard seed somewhat. I mean, it wasn't too terrible. Jomex and Wily 2 and Frogs was giving me some lag here and there, but you know, powered through. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait to watch the VOD and see how all you guys did.
Yeah, you need to see the VOD, at least between Ari, Treble, and Ren. Y'all, I gotta say, between you 3, it was literally all over the place. Of course, Ren, we kind of had to struggle with your feet for a little bit, but once we actually got your feet up, between you, Treble, and Ari, it was cluster. I mean, it was literally, if we had a thing for social distancing, y'all would be so disobeying it so hard. It was literally that close.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I can't wait to.
Awesome.
I can't wait to watch it back just to see, like, oh man. So this seed for me, like, it wasn't terrible, but I just died in the dumbest spots. And I had, like, one of the biggest mistakes I make during my zipless any % runs. And that's that stupid ladder zip in Wily 1, that accidental ladder zip. Oh, it was so bad. I had to sit there and wait for the Chinky Maker to kill me.
Oh man, I wish Ved could see this.
Right.
Oh man.
But
yeah,
GG's, that was exciting.
That
I
was
haven't
a
felt
fun
that good
fight,
about
actually.
race.
I think the four of us were within a minute of each other. That would be insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I counted the time on SRL. It was about 42 seconds.
Holy, that is close.
Yeah, kind of bananas. And you know what the funny thing about it is? I haven't ran a randomizer since they released this because I've been so busy with other projects. So I was like, man, I'm gonna do terrible, but it's all right. It's gonna be my first qualifier tonight. Like, I'll have other opportunities. But then, like, once I started playing, I'm like, wow, I actually feel pretty good.
Yeah, actually, it felt pretty good. I think just having a good airman also helps, like, boost the confidence a little bit. Like, this basically was a walk in the park.
Literally a walk.
Yeah,
Didn't really have
exactly.
to stop for anything.
We just had some space monkeys. They weren't there to hurt us or hold us up. They just wanted to, go home and say hi, show up on the race,
And fly away.
Some cameos.
Right.
But
I would
yeah,
say-
Good stuff.
Shoutouts to the second best weakness on any boss in the game. I know one-shot Leaf on Pico gets a lot of love, but Crash Weak Machine, oh man.
yeah, depending on the spread, the duration of the explosion, a good one-shot crash as soon as you can like lure the Pico units towards the explosion. Yeah, a couple of Pico units with one bomb is it's a pretty amazing sight. So a pretty good thing that wound up being one of the necessary weaknesses for Pico.
I actually went metal for a lot of weaknesses. Like, there were all good mid weaknesses that, man, I mean, the metal usage was really good on the seed. That's what I use actually for Pico.
Yeah, I did the old metal blade spam on Pico as well.
Yeah, just easier for directions and you can reach higher spots.
I was a little bit on tilt, to be honest, going into that Pico fight, because that Joe at the top of the item 3 climb,
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to shoot me, because I'm like, okay, if I take a bullet, I'll survive, but then, like, I don't know, my brain went blank, and I tried to jump over him, and then I got clipped, and he killed me!
Oh man, I had a really good run until Wily 3 where I had the dumbest death. Like, I did the item 2 thingy over the water, and when I got back where the spikes are, like, there was that little frog that jumped there, and for some reason it surprised me, and I just jumped right into the spikes.
Oh yeah, no, I set item 2 too high, and then just fell right past it, right into the spikes. It's pretty good.
Dang.
Pretty good.
But yeah, like I said, it was really, really close. A lot between you three. I think the major difference, especially in terms of refights, is that Krebel, you wound up using all your E-tanks by the time you got to the refights, and you had to
Yeah.
take some very nasty deaths, and that kind of put you. That honestly, that probably could have cost you the entire race, actually, because like I said, if I look at the SRL times, you really weren't that far you weren't all that far, not only to Ari, but to Charlie Boy as well. Probably about a good 30 seconds back.
Yeah. Those the refight of Airman and Crash really hurt me.
So
That Crash was not a bro.
Airman wasn't a bro. The Robot Masters really kind of messed a couple of you guys up in one way, shape, or fashion.
Well, see, about in the randomizer, like, Airman's shot patterns are so crazy and random, and he had literally the worst RNG on his patterns.
Yeah, I
Like,
was
hey, let
about
me
to
just
say-
put up a shield for like a good 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was just like a bunch of clouds all together. It was hard to avoid.
Oh yeah. But GG's nonetheless. I mean, that felt really good. I can't wait to watch it back.
Oh yeah.
And also, big GG's Charlie Boy. Congratulations.
Yeah. GG's.
Woohoo! Yeah, finally qualified, legit style. Yeah.
Are you sure you
Cool.
don't want to take your other time and just, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. Man, Ari did good. He was like 20 seconds behind me, I think it was. What was it? Let's see, SRL times. What was it? Mine was 32:43 and his was 33:04. So yeah, just roughly, it's 21 seconds. Man, close.
Right?
Yeah, y'all were pretty much locked up in a tight one throughout this entire race. But once again, GG's to all of our racers. Charlie Boy, while off screen, still claiming the victory and claiming his spot finally in the bracket stages. So, do y'all have any other final things to say as we wrap this show, as we wrap this qualifier up?
Yeah, I guess the last thing I could say is thanks everybody for racing. That was a great time. Thank you everybody who checked out the race on SpeedGaming, and also thank you SpeedGaming for hosting this. We always appreciate you and all the hard work you guys do behind the scenes and letting us put this on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I couldn't say better than our speechy here.
Ditto.
Yeah, I just gotta echo that, and you know, I gotta do my main plugs. You know, hey, if you guys hadn't downloaded to the Tiltify for Save the Children, that's an option. Not sure if Cree mentioned it or not. I'm sure he has, but if he hadn't, hey, and then you know, we got a Matcherino this year as well. Donate to those if you can. That would be much appreciated. No big shout outs to SpeedGaming. Shout outs to Creed for two 4 people races to commentate. That is one rough thing. Trust me, I know. So
I'm a busy boy.
don't worry. Next weekend I'm gonna be around all weekend to help you guys out in the commentary booth for sure. But I hope all you guys continue to try to qualify. And also, not to forget about Mad Ewok Herd here climbing his way to the dragon. Good luck to him finishing up the seed.
And speaking of the remaining qualifier races, we will not have any qualifier races until next weekend. Well, we'll still have our same still run categories of 80% and 80% zipless, but for next week, starting on Thursday, April the 8th, we're actually gonna turn the stage names off. So all the names, all the bosses on the stage select screen will be hidden. So no one's gonna have an easy way of knowing which robot master position is gonna lead to what. So be sure to stay tuned for that starting on April the 8th, that Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, or whichever time you are, depending on which part of the world you're in. And of course, these qualifiers are open to the public. Just be sure to come to the main tournament Discord. Be sure to just go up to the SRL page, and if you have trouble with setting up or whatnot, we in the Mega Man 2 community are more than willing to help you get started. So, of course, be sure to keep your eye on the SpeedGaming network of channels on Twitch for more detail. So, of course, with that, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. Of course, if you want to support Mad Ewok Herd, you can go to the person's Twitch and support him as the runner continues on and finishes off that run. But until then, for all our runners, this is LV Cree wishing everyone a good morning, good evening, and or good afternoon. And until the next qualifier race, take care, everyone.
Peace.
Later. GG's.
GG's to everyone.